past Monday on Raw, Cody Rhodes cut, by the standards with WWE today, a pretty scathing promo on The Rock. And Russo, who most people should know by now, isn't the biggest fan of Cody Rhodes and vice versa. Vince Russo was quite critical, as many would expect, of the promo that Cody Rhodes cut. I watched Raw bits and pieces. I watched the whole promo from that Cody cut on The Rock. I thought overall the promo was pretty decent. Maybe it's just a case of the bar's been low for so long now that I thought at the end of that, I thought, you know what, it was kind of like a halfway decent promo. I felt though, up until, it was fine, everything Cody said, but then when you get Heyman coming out doing the usual, my name is Paul Heyman shtick we've heard for now 10, 12 years, I felt that was unnecessary. It would have been better to me if Heyman later on cut a promo in the back, issued that whole challenge about, you come to SmackDown alone, the Bloodline and be alone, rah, rah, rah. I felt Heyman was unnecessary. But with this, I want to play this clip here of Russo speaking about this along with Ben Hameen and Stevie Richards on the promo. And I will pause it as it goes along, and then I'll give you my take on it as to what Russo is what he thought about the promo that Cody cut on Raw this past Monday. So here we go.
Watching Cody's promo, and Ben, this is what I mean about the basic fundamentals that Cody Rhodes does not understand. So I'm watching a promo, bro, he's wrestling Roman Reigns for the WWF Universal title at WrestleMania. This has been a year in the making. So what is he doing, bro? The entire promo is directed at The Rock. You're not wrestling The Rock, bro. You're wrestling Reigns for the title. So that tells me one thing. You're supposed.
So that first off, he's saying that promo is directed towards The Rock pretty much, and he's not wrong. I mean, he's going to be facing Roman Reigns for the title. Granted, there is the tag match with Cody and Seth versus Roman and The Rock. But with this though, at the same time though, I think Russo would jump the gun a little bit in his criticism, because there might have been a reason that ultimately Cody is directing it towards The Rock. There's a couple of reasons that Cody's mind's been set on The Rock, he's been distracted, or there's that thing that Cody, this is all mind games. You had the whole line about Rock saying Cody's going to be Roman's side chick, so it's that whole thing of the psychology. He's trying to cause dissension within the bloodline. So those are potentially the reasons why it was a promo, almost all of it directed towards The Rock. So I felt that Russo was jumping the gun a little bit on his criticism, even though I understand it. But that's just my take. But here we go.
To be a babyface, guess what, bro? The heel has gotten in your head. That's what this tells me. And if I was producing Cody and I said, Cody, what's your promo? And he said, this is it. I would say to him, okay, bro, so you're facing The Rock for the Universal title? Because you haven't said one word about Roman Reigns.
You said it should have been the exact opposite there about who got in whose head. So how if The Rock is that talented and Cody can't match him in charisma or improvisation, what does The Rock have that Cody doesn't? You have to tear down the big celebrity ego, the overcompensation of charisma that way. So you attack him on his failures, Black Adam, the XFL, that he's a Hollywood sellout and that he's just got all these people fooled and he doesn't really care about them while you are a man of the people. And then you even
that's debatable.
Try and upset the bloodline by saying you're supposed to be the man and you're trying to outshine your cousin. Everybody knows that you're a POS, bro. And that you're vindictive, and it's only a matter of time before inside the tribe somebody turns on somebody else, and you plant that seed so they have paranoia of each other. He didn't do any of that.
I swear to God, Ben, for having Dusty as a dad and having Dustin as a brother, this guy doesn't have a clue as far as psychology of a freaking promo goes, Stevie. He doesn't have a clue.
We may have to put most of this on the fact that creative gave him this, and for some reason Cody and Seth are playing along with it.
I agree there. I think it's a bit harsh what Russo is saying about Cody, because I think a lot of that probably does come down to the overall creative. This is the promo he was given, and yeah, you could dispute that. You know, some wrestlers would be very blunt and say this is the shits. Some do the more diplomatic. You know, oh yeah, I like that. That sounds very good, but. You know, there's that, and you think, well, wrestlers, talent, we would have more leeway now with promos, now that you know who's no longer there. But I don't know, I felt it was a little bit harsh with Russo saying it, and there's times where I think with Russo, it's a lot of it is shtick, and he'll run with it. But like what they were saying, you know, Ben Hameen on the things with the promo, pointing out the Rock's failures, yeah. That was a good suggestion there. You could have pointed out the failure, how Black Adam bombed, and whatever else, other projects bombed. That you know, you need WWE, Dwayne, like that kind of thing. You know, you could have if you really wanted to like put a zinger in there, you could have brought up the whole thing about that whole controversy with the Maui, with the whole thing he was involved with Oprah Winfrey, and that's a little bit sketchy there, right? But I felt the Cody promo was decent. You know, I had a feeling Russo wasn't gonna put it over, and a lot of that maybe because he does have a bit of a thing with Cody Rhodes, because I think something about Cody had referred to him as a homophobe one time with Russo or something because Russo years back had said that these like internet fans that obsess over wrestlers and they make comments about their looks and their body, he referred to them as gay, you know, and you know, Cody called Russo a homophobe. I think Russo is an alright guy. He has his flaws, but I think he's an okay, decent guy. I don't think he's homophobic. Doesn't strike me as that type of guy. He just could have been a little bit more careful with how he worded that. But I wouldn't write Russo off and say, oh, cancel Russo, and you know, he said something that was homophobic. That wasn't what he was trying to say there, in my opinion. But there was things that could have been improved on that. But maybe the story is, though, that Cody's been fixated on The Rock. And then on SmackDown, he goes to SmackDown. Heyman claims it's going to be basically Roman and Cody Rhodes 1-on-1 in the ring, a showdown. But in the end, what I can see happening is that Heyman will be there at the outside, and he'll just basically say, "Hey, I lied to you. You fell for it." And then what happens? Solo comes out, Jimmy Uso comes out, and they beat the shit out of him. And they get some heat on him, and you know, maybe Cody will get busted open, you know, something like that. So there's maybe a longer story there to it, but you never know. You never know with WWE. I wouldn't trust them to be thinking that far ahead. But I felt the promo was good overall, and and again, it could have just been a thing of creative, like Stevie Richards says, but they could have questioned that though and queried that surely, and they would have. I imagine Cody Rhodes is enough stroke to like, you know, offer suggestions and they go with that. But who knows? Who knows at that place? I think like the whole thing, the ironic thing is that you know, Cody Rhodes is saying at WrestleMania Rock will be Roman's side chick. But it's been actually the opposite, because Rock just has that aura about him, the star power, that it goes back to that press conference, right? The Rock's there and Roman's there standing together. Who comes off looking like the second fiddle? Roman Reigns. Roman was the side chick, whatever. That's just how it came off, right? Rock just has this presence and this charisma. As much as Roman wants to do the whole acknowledge me and all that stuff, Rock's so much more. So much, you know, there's so much more to the Rock character. And the Rock didn't need to be champion for 3.5 years, you know, like throughout the whole Attitude Era to be seen as like a big deal and to get over. It's like, it's coming on. I'm not shitting on Roman saying he wasn't over before that, but come on. I think people overhype this long title run and heel run that Roman's had. It's good, but it's not like people talk about it like it's the best thing since sliced bread and the whole storyline with Sami Zayn and all this. But look where Sami's at now. So how good was the storyline in the end, really, when you think about it, right? But I felt personally that the criticism that Russo had on the promo was a little bit harsh. Overall, just with the overall promo, what Cody was saying, and mostly directed towards The Rock, I thought overall for Cody's standard, it was a pretty decent promo, and maybe on Russo's part, it was a little bit hard on him, and it was just maybe kind of just shtick, you know. But that's my video for now, guys, so feel free to like, hit the subscribe button, and give me your take. Let me know what you thought on the promo Cody cut this past Monday on Raw, and do you think that Russo was just kind of picking on old Cody? But that's my video for now, guys. Thanks very much. Bye.